Well, all these NFL seasons, to me, this is my 32nd, and it seems like this time of year you're fixing something. There's some kind of challenge. It doesn't matter how good your record is, how bad your record is. And, really over the last month, I'd say, we're giving up a lot of passing yards, and that'll never be the standard of this organization. It's too many. And, we're working on that. And we want to bring that down because we really think it can help our team. The one thing I can tell you, when you get in tough spots in this league, it's a neat time, to work through the strain because it's part of it. You don't win every week. You don't have success every week. But it's that strain that helps you sustain through any of these challenges. So we're up for it. I love the way our guys work. The staff, we got good minds in there, and we'll do what it takes to adjust and change and improve. So, any questions?
Have you had some defensive issues, for a period here? How do you approach it differently after a loss versus after you give up a lot of yards, what have you, after a win? And are the players more receptive to maybe listening or what have you?
Yeah, fair question. People always say it's a little easier to correct after a win and so forth. But you got to be hard on yourself in every situation. You got to look at the details, and that's where you'll improve. But our guys are engaged. These guys work really hard for us. As a staff and players together, we'll work through this, and we always have. You always do. And this is a part, that you want to embrace as a coach, of looking at people and how do you bring them together to work out of this. And this will be good for everybody in here to see, because we'll work out of this. There's no question that we'll come out of this.
You mentioned fix. How much schematically do you feel like?
Fix, did you say? Yeah. It's a combination. We're still learning some of our players and their strengths and working through injuries. All those kind of things change the balance of that. But we'll do what it takes to win the football game that week and this week. And go ahead.
Sorry, the last month or so, would you say you've been more concerned by the pass rush or pass coverage?
Yeah, very good question. It works all together. But, definitely when you look at when the ball's going downfield, you want to get that stop. Now, last week, let's just take an incident. We had two balls go over our head deep. That can't happen. That's way against the vision and the standard, of what we're looking for. So what do? You take a hard look at yourself, your positioning, your scout yourself, and look what you can do to rectify that.
How difficult has it been rotating that personnel at corner, with Cam coming back? Obviously, Caleb was playing that too. Just the number of guys you've had at that spot.
Yeah.
How much of a problem is that?
Well, our result hasn't been real good, so you could say that's been difficult. But no, that's all part of it. We've been doing this for years. The only thing we'd like better right now is a better result, and we're gonna work our tails off till we get it. But there's no in NFL season with COVID and illnesses and injury. That's just all part of it, So we don't look for any excuse or anything in those areas.
In terms of learning what those guys are good at, I guess, how much does that impede that process?
It does. But you really don't get any time to rest, because guys taught me a long time ago, Ron Wolf told me, he said, they're going to have a game on Sunday. They're playing that game, so you better get all your energies focused on some kind of combination that will help you be successful.
At this time of year, Ed, how significant can the changes to fix things be? Like, you guys play a lot of zone. Can you snap your fingers and play a lot more man at this point of the year, even if you wanted to? Or would it have to be things within sort of the general concept?
Yeah, I don't think it's ever drastic.
Yeah.
I really don't think it's drastic. You set your plan, in April and May of what kind of team you want to be. But you also got to know through injuries and maybe changes in the league, you have to adjust along the way. And there's been a ton of teams, pick up momentum later in the season. And we have a lot of momentum. When you have 10 wins, that's a lot of momentum. We've got a chance to get our first goal, and our first goal is to win the North. But we know that works through the Colts.
When you're looking at
Yeah.
When you're looking at the pass rush, how much of it is trying to get more pass rush is looking at how much you're bringing extra pressure in terms of bringing extra guys, or trying to do more with when you're bringing forward just being more effective with that.
Yeah. We like our four-man rush, and they have been so close so many times. We get a lot of hurries from this group. But it's just that extra little thing, if you can hold, the coverage just a little bit longer, a lot of those rushes will work with four. But then we've added some five. You've seen some change up the last few weeks and so forth, and we'll continue to have a combination of both.
Along those lines, do you think you need to have guys cover closer? You mentioned,
Yeah.
being able to hold
Yeah.
the coverage. Like,
Yeah.
do they need to be
Yeah.
I know it sounds simple, but do they need to be closer? to the
Yeah,
receiver?
we'd like to take some of the air out of the coverage. You want to be tighter. And it's a pretty general question, but whether you're in man or zone, we got to be tighter on our matches and tighter to people. That makes it harder for people, to run their passing game.
So when they have not been doing that, is that like, is an execution thing, or are they playing the coverage as called when they're that
Yeah.
far out?
Yeah.
I know that's a simple question.
Yeah, it's pretty broad, but we just want to be tighter, and that's what we're looking to do. And our players are doing what they're coached to do.
Why do you think the pass rush has seemingly fallen off a bit in recent weeks? Are teams doing different things against you guys?
There are a lot of things, sometimes, people will chip your rushers and overload it to certain people, and our pass rush people do a great job at changing up looks and so forth. Zadarius was working through some health issues. He's now healthy. That is part of the equation and so forth. But, and we've played some pretty nice teams. The Buffalo Bills are not a bad team. The Lions have done some nice things. These are good pass teams. You're playing these guys, a good amount of them indoors, and things are happening pretty fast.
And when you're watching the tape, is it more of a scheme thing that you need to correct, or is it more of an execution thing the past couple of years in your struggles?
Yeah. I think it's really more execution, you know what I mean? Just getting tighter and so forth. We have schemes. We have a good mixture of schemes.
Yeah, now that you've got 13 games with Danielle Hunter, what have you seen just out of this transition? How comfortable does he look right now?
Okay, repeat that, please.
Now that you have 13 games with
Yeah.
Danielle Hunter in these schemes, how comfortable does he look to you?
Yeah, I think he's getting more comfortable every week, and it'll take a whole year, and it's different to every individual. The standing up and playing in our base, is a little new to him still. And but really, when it comes to third down and actual rush, we're pleased with what he's getting done for us.
He's been in coverage a little more than he's been in the past, and maybe Zadarius as
Yeah.
well. Is that just part of the way the scheme works? Are you overall in a good spot as far as how much he's been in coverage?
Yeah, I think their numbers, when you look at 3-4 defense, there are times when those guys will drop. Whereas if they were just a 4-3 end, they would maybe drop in some replacement zones. And the numbers would maybe come out kind of similar, to be honest with you. So, we're pleased with that number. We don't overdrop those guys.
At its very best.
Pardon?
At its very best.
Yeah.
What is the design of this
Yeah.
defensive scheme supposed to look like?
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, really, one thing we like to get done is we want to win the first, second, and down, and make it harder for the quarterback to see the pass scheme we're in. And that's a work in progress right now. We're not accomplishing that. But it doesn't mean that there's not a great opportunity coming. It does not mean that. And we have some new guys in some new spots and so forth. You got to stay the course with your teaching. And really, the key to this whole organization, when you talk about Kevin Don, is you look within your processes. How's your process work in your meetings? How's it work in your walkthroughs? If you stay the course there and make the adjustments you need as a coach, good things will happen and you'll get the outcome. But we like to stay on our processes, how we can improve this day and tomorrow.
When you say win the first, second, how much
Yeah.
of that is like disguised?
Yeah, it is disguise. It is disguise. And it's unveiling sameness and likeness looks to slow down the quarterback. And when you do that with coverage and rush, you have the picture you want. So, again, we have a vision out there. We know what it looks like, okay? We're just not quite there every week. But let's not lose sight that these guys have made a lot of plays. We've got a lot of interceptions, got a good amount of sacks. We have guys that have made some great clutch plays, okay? So, shore up this area, work through it, embrace it, that kind of thing. So that's where we are, and know that, okay, so you're going to work through this challenge. There'll be another one. Don't think that it's over, you know, and whether that comes next year or somewhere along the line. So it's really about your processes. When you hit little tough spots, and this tough spot, we don't want to do that. That is no way the standard that we want to play at or the effect we want to have on a quarterback. We want to make it harder. You know, it's not hard enough. But as long as you're working at it, taking a hard look at it yourself, you'll get there.
Ed, how do you feel just about the fact you guys ranked last in
Yeah.
the NFL total?
Yeah, I don't feel good about that. You know, what you want to do is contribute to help your team win. Okay, we did that 10 times where it was good enough. But we want, you know, for this organization, for these fans, man, you know, they're kind of used to having a defense over the years at times, man, that boom, shut it down. So that's what we're working for. That's what the vision is. But, you know, what do you do when you don't have it? Heck, you got to roll your sleeves up and get to work, you know, and that's what we're doing. And do it in harmony and do it together and bring everybody's energy. You know, that's what you do. So, hey, I can't guarantee it, you know, in 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. But eventually we'll be there, you know, because we know what we're doing and how to do it.
With the end of the season approaching and only a couple of games left, how do you challenge the guys to meet the standard of
Yeah.
Vikings football and be ready to go by the time of the playoffs?
Yeah, that's really what we're doing. You know, it's a race to get it to look like we want to. And you want to still you want to, you know, they feel that urgency. You know, they want to feel that from our teaching and our approach. But we also got to stay even-keeled and so we can be sharp with our processes. And you want to have people out there playing free and certain when the game starts.